What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're back with another off-season realistic rebuild, as today we have to do the Indianapolis Colts. Before we get into this video though, guys, you can leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. It would be greatly appreciated. It helps support the channel, helps me know that you are enjoying these. But we've done the Broncos and the Chargers thus far, and now we're doing the Indianapolis Colts after all they had to do was beat the worst team in the league, and they were in the postseason. That's it. That's all they had to do. And unfortunately, they went to Jacksonville and lost their 7th straight game on the road to Jacksonville, which I'm not saying it was their 7th straight loss in the season. Apparently, they haven't won in Jacksonville for now 7 straight games. So they haven't won in Jacksonville for quite some time. So this is going to be obviously a pretty important rebuild, man. The Colts have to be devastated after not making the playoffs. After being with those circumstances, all you had to do was beat the worst team. So we do have obviously the start of things here where we have $80 million in cap space and we have some guys we need to negotiate with. So taking a look at some of the guys we have available here, and you know, there's not a ton of guys here actually for the Colts, you know, free agency, that there's not a ton of guys here that you would be dying to resign. Marlon Mack is definitely out the door. They were trying to trade him, and obviously Jonathan Taylor is kind of taken over. Xavier Rhodes is interesting to me. That might be a guy they bring back. Obviously T.Y. Hilton has been a long time Indianapolis Colt. Now they might re-sign him. I could even see T.Y. Hilton retiring potentially. Who knows? Marlon Mack is more than out the door. Mark Gronkowski, their right guard, who's 30 years old, definitely might be something they may be interested in. Mo Cox had some touchdowns for them. So there's definitely some guys here that we probably should be interested in re-signing. So let's go ahead and start with probably re-signing, I would say, our right guard. We're probably going to need him just for the future of things. So we'll just give him like a simple 2-year deal. Mark, he's not interested actually in re-signing. Franchise tag would cost $50 million. I don't think that's worth it. So what about Mo Cox? I think he's definitely, like I said, bring a little bit of plays to Indianapolis. So I'd love to have him back on this team. And boom, we got Mo Cox back. So we got our tight end back. Other than that, is there anyone else that stands out to me? Not really. Obviously, we're getting more towards the 60 overalls, which we're not going to, you know, sweat over. So Zach Pascal is interested in me, but I feel like we might just be able to find something better than that. I don't think it would kill us if we lost him. And Xavier Rhodes, I mean, we could re-sign him for a 1-year deal, but at the same time, and then of course T.Y. Hilton. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props website that allows you bet overs or unders on players, and all you're doing is going up against numbers. Let me show you how it works. So during the Christmas holidays season, while I was taking a little bit of a break, I decided, you know, to play some Prize Picks like I usually do, and I had some pretty good success. Thursday, December 23rd, bet the over on Deebo Samuel's 40.5 receiving yards. Absolutely crushed that number. It was so low. And Ryan Tannehill squeezed by with over 3 completions for 19 pass completions. Got myself a huge win there. And then on Christmas Day, the Knicks and the Hawks, I decided to obviously take Prize Picks promo that they were doing, having Julius Randle listed at 0.5 points. And then John Collins barely squeezed by with 20 over 19.5. But hey, that's still a win. Almost still counts. And then also on Christmas Day, LeBron James also was listed as a promo, only over half a point, and of course he crushed it with 39. And I went over on Kyler Murray's rushing yards because I thought it was super low, and he decided to obviously get 69. If you would like to join in on this fun, the link's in the description. Use promo code Crushables when you sign up. I mean, I would be fine with re-signing T.Y. Hilton. Like I said, he's been in Indianapolis for his whole career. But he's going to test free agency, so I didn't want to spend too much money. Obviously, franchise tagging him is just not in the books right now. That wouldn't make any sense. So let's just go straight to next week, free agency, and let's just take a look at this lineup. Obviously, the quarterback of this team is going to be Carson Wentz. I believe that is going to be the quarterback for now. They might draft one, who knows, but for now, it is Carson Wentz. And then obviously you have Jonathan Taylor. You have Quentin Nelson at the left guard position. You have Michael Pittman, who's definitely stepped up to this year. You have Jack Doyle and Mo Cox now. You have Braden Smith, Ryan Kelly. So the offensive line is actually, you know, we got some pieces on the offensive line, which is great. And then obviously, like I said, Michael Pittman, you got Paris Campbell. So maybe another wide receiver would not hurt. And then defensively, this is what we're looking like on the defensive side of the ball. Got Darius Leonard. We got no outside linebacker. We have Julian Blackmon, Kenny Moore, Robert Sinya. So we actually have some corners that we really definitely didn't need to bring. And then we have Kerry Willis over here as well, who's 26. So looks like the secondary is already taken care of. Of course, DeForest Buckner, Kwity Paye, and then Grover Stewart, who's 28 years old. So I think that's taken care of. And then we have a right end who's 26. We might need an edge rusher. So for the most part, this defense actually isn't terrible. Definitely could use a little bit of improvement. Maybe at the edge rusher and maybe another linebacker. But other than that, we're kind of set there. And then offensively, I think another weapon for Carson Wentz wouldn't hurt, and then some offensive line help. So Quentin Nelson is a left guard, I believe. So yeah, so we lost our tackle and our right guard in free agency. So we definitely should be interested in some of that. So a wide receiver, offensive line help, and a edge rusher, linebacker. So basically, there's quite a bit of things we're going to need. So taking a look at the free agency, I don't think the Colts would swing on Devontae Adams. I don't know, and Devontae would be even interested in coming to Indianapolis. You have a guy like Teron Armstead. You could throw him at the left tackle and build one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. So that could be interesting. You have Von Miller. If you could convince Von Miller to come play with you, that would be kind of awesome as well. What else do we have available to us? Michael Gallup could be an interesting weapon if you want to bring him in next to Michael Pittman. That could be definitely a really nice addition. You got Randy Gregory. Maybe throw him at the left end next to Kwity Paye, and that could be a lot of fun as well. So there definitely is some guys we can bring in, which I have a good feeling about. So Jacoby Myers also another interesting one. All right. I do like what we're going to be able to probably accomplish this offseason. So for the most part, I think I do want to also take a look at the left tackle. So Teron Armstead, Russell Okung, okay. And then the right guard would be, if it'll load, there we go. And then Glaudniski was the one that we were going to lose, which I am going to be actually re-signing him if I can. I'm going to throw him a deal, see if this is going to be his number one offer. And that is going to be not his number one offer, but we're probably going to entice the offer just a little bit more and be able to get him. So all we did is get a right guard, hopefully in free agency, so we have him. And then I think I do want to spend the big bucks on Teron Armstead. I really do want to try and maybe build one of the best offensive lines we can, money can buy. So we're going to try and see if this would be his number one offer. So that's a 95 total point offer. It's going to be his number one offer, but it's not by much. And getting Teron Armstead is a little tough. So I'm going to go ahead and give him a 2-year deal to be our left tackle. And that's going to be 104 total points. So just like that, we'd be his number one offer by quite a country mile. So that could be a really nice addition to the team. So offensive line already addressed. The other thing I did want to take a look at is Michael Gallup. I believe Michael Gallup, obviously, Dallas could retain him, but I think Michael Gallup could be a really good wide receiver to bring in as well. Just another weapon for Carson Wentz to throw to. So I'm going to offer him some money as well. We're going to have his number one offer. So I think those are going to be so my negotiation, we got 3 offers right now. And then obviously we need an edge rusher as well. And I saw Randy Gregory over here. Nice veteran we could throw on the defensive line. I think that'll be the other guy. So we'll just grab another Dallas Cowboy and we'll be his number one offer. So if we don't get Randy Gregory, I'm not going to be too upset. But those are going to be the first 4 offers I make in free agency to see if we can get them all. So that's going to be money spent pretty well in free agency if we get all 4 of them, which would be awesome. And unfortunately for us, we're not going to get Teron Armstead. We're only going to come away with our right guard. So we're not going to get Teron Armstead. We're not going to get Michael Gallup. So that's rather unfortunate. No Randy Gregory, no Gallup, no Teron Armstead. So first day of free agency, a little bit of a fail. Not going to lie. Okay, so we definitely need to go and see what else is available. So if Devontae Adams, Devin McCourty, Odell Beckham. I mean, Odell would be interesting to bring in. I just don't know what Odell's future. I feel like Odell would want to go play for a really good quarterback, though. I don't know if Carson Wentz would be the guy that would entice Odell. We have Chris Harris Jr., Raheem Mostert. And then the rest of free agency is a little rough. I'm not gonna lie. DeMarcus Robinson, you have Deontay Harris. So those are the 2 weapons as far as wide receivers that we could probably bring in. So kind of looking at Deontay Harris here, and maybe we could bring him in. We need something. So Deontay Harris, maybe our number one. Nope, we're not going to be his number one offer. He's 24 years old. New Orleans Saint, obviously. But he would be a nice weapon to have. Obviously, you have Michael Pittman, which is great. And we're still not even close to having Deontay Harris as number one weapon. I don't know if this might be a little too much money to be thrown at Devon. You know what? New York, you can have him. I'll maybe try for DeMarcus Robinson instead, see if he's cheaper. He really isn't. So this would be his number one offer. And hopefully, no. All right, you know what? Maybe we just have to draft a wide receiver. Maybe that's the route we're going to have to go. Maybe we draft a wide receiver and call it good there. All right. So we need an edge rusher still and need a linebacker. Okay. Let me take one last look. And the rest might have to be addressed through the draft. So, edge rusher. I know Nwosu is down here, but he's probably been signed by now. So, yeah, we probably missed out on getting an edge rusher, to be honest. We still have Marlon Mack out here who's getting an offer. Sidney Jones, Tyler Bass, Zach Pascal. We could just bring back Zach Pascal, to be honest, be like our 3rd wide receiver again. Auden Tate, Boston Scott. All right. Ooh, Derek Barnett could be interesting at 26 years old. Throw him at the edge rush. I actually kind of like the idea of that. So we're going to offer Derek Barnett kind of a cheap deal. Hopefully he can maybe prove something here in Indianapolis to be our left end, our edge rusher. And then I think the other thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to bring back Zach Pascal. Just another, weapon that obviously Carson Wentz is familiar with. So hopefully we get those two back. That would be really good. So we'll have that going for us. So hopefully we get those two back. So unfortunately, we really didn't do too much to improve the team. I mean, we got an edge rusher. We got Zach Pascal back. But we still need like the big move, obviously, to push this team over the top. Although this team was one game away from making the postseason. Obviously, you have Jonathan Taylor. We also need a left tackle as well. So that's going to be important. I do want to go ahead and throw my way Ally Cox at the #1 tight end position, though. So we'll throw him over there. So we have a right guard. We still need a left tackle. And I feel like we still need a weapon on offense. And then looking at the defense, we brought in Derek Barnett to be our right end rusher. I like our safeties. I like our corners. So all we really need is a outside linebacker in particular. So offensive line, a weapon on, so we still have money to spend. Is there anything we can do in free agency to get that? So we have $54 million to our name, or we could even try to make a crazy trade if we wanted to. Devontae Adams is still sitting out here, but you still have Odell Beckham. That could be interesting. So any of those guys would be a weapon you could bring in. Zach Ertz, AJ Boye. But for me, I think I'm going to just maybe try for, and then tackle spot. I doubt there's a good tackle out here, right? Russell. Yeah, there's not. Could just go for Riley Reef. Yeah, there's no tackle. And then the last thing we needed was an outside linebacker. So Justin Houston could be Dante Hightower, but we don't need a middle linebacker. And we have Camus and then Quan Alexander. So Dante Fowler. Not a ton in free agency that would help us. So basically, we could sign Odell Beckham or Devontae Adams if we wanted to be another free agent here. But you know what? I think I also want to try to maybe make a trade. I really do want to try potentially. I don't know how easy it would be. Obviously, I have to try to make it a realistic trade as well. We don't even have a first-round pick this year, which I think is because of the Carson Wentz deal, obviously. So that is really unfortunate. So we're not going to be able to do too much in the draft. So yeah, maybe we do make a trade real quick for a wide receiver, offensive lineman, or something, because we need to try to get something here to help us out. So we're going to be making a trade with the Cincinnati Bengals, getting T. Higgins to be our brand new weapon at wide receiver. Why the Cincinnati Bengals do this is because they already have plenty of weapons on offense. Joe Burrow has plenty of weapons to throw to, and they're not going to be able to keep them all. It's going to be really hard to retain them all. So the Bengals basically take advantage of T. Higgins' trade value and get 2 third-rounders for him. Maybe you can even get even more for him, but I really like the idea of bringing in T. Higgins to be another weapon for Carson Wentz to throw to. So that's one thing we've already addressed. Now we have a second-round pick and a third-round pick to address the linebacker and the tackle position. So that's basically what we're going to be doing next. So I really like the addition of T. Higgins. I think that's a great addition to have on this team. We needed another weapon at wide receiver, and I really like him coming in next to Michael Pittman. So really like that. We need a left tackle, though, and we need a linebacker. So that's basically what we're going to be doing in free agent or in the draft. So hopefully we can get those two things and be just fine. So here we are in the NFL draft. We do not have a first-round pick, and we also don't even have a third-round pick anymore. Obviously, we traded it for T. Higgins, so we literally only have a second-round pick here. So we basically need to take advantage. We have an early second-round pick as well, which is awesome. So we need to get a tackle or a linebacker here 100%. So Charles Cross on the board is more than I would want. I believe he's a projected first-round pick, so 100% who I want here. No doubt in my mind, Charles Cross is going to be our left tackle. So that is a great draft pick. Absolutely love it. So Charles Cross slipping to the second round is amazing for us. So I love that addition to the team. And now we're going to be going to the 4th round to draft our linebacker, which probably isn't going to be that great, but it is what we're dealing with. So hopefully we can find a diamond in the rough potentially. We have Drake London on the board. We could draft another weapon. We have DeMario Overshown, and we have 80% completion scouting rate on him. So he is a C block shedding, B tackle. What else does his skills look like? D injury, D power moves, C play recognition, D stamina. He probably is going to be the best player we can draft left. He's going to be in normal development, but we needed a linebacker, so I'm totally fine with that. So just like that, DeMario Overshown, welcome to the team. I think we also need like another corner potentially here, so I'm going to go to the 5th round. Let's even get another corner on the board potentially. So hopefully we can get something there. So pick our player real quick. Need a corner or just anything really. Drake London has slipped all the way to the 5th round. I believe he is supposed to go earlier. So we have a 45 completion rate on Michael Wright. C press. Okay. And then his man and zone is not showing up. B injury, B kick return. Just going to go ahead and draft him. He's going to be our 3rd corner, 4th corner, whatever it may be. So just like that, we come out of the draft with, I'm feeling pretty good about that. I feel like that was a pretty good draft. We got ourselves Charles Cross, which was very well needed. I'm very, very happy with that draft pick. We got a linebacker who's probably not going to be all that great, but at least we were able to draft a linebacker. So taking a look at our roster, draft recap, kind of see how we did. So basically, we had Charles Cross 71 and then Overshown. Yeah, so nothing that great. We did get a wide receiver in the 5th or 6th round, though, who's a 68 overall. And we got a right side linebacker who obviously isn't that great. So maybe we go ahead and sign a veteran, you know, in training camp or something like that. So that might be something I need to do in preseason of week 1. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the lineup real quick, and then we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and take a look at free agency, because I know we're going to need an outside linebacker 100%. So let's just go ahead and sign one if Madden will load. I'm pretty sure this game is about to crash. Oh, I'm surprised it hasn't crashed on me yet. Okay. Chris Harris, Kyle Fuller, Kareem Jackson. So there's actually quite a bit of veterans here. Devontae Freeman, Dominican Sue. We have Justin Houston, which honestly wouldn't be too bad to have for a year. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and sign Justin Houston to make the just to try out for the preseason. If he makes the roster, more than happy with that. So Justin Houston, welcome to the team. We needed an outside linebacker, so I'm more than happy with him coming in. So just like that, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our lineup with Carson Wentz at quarterback. We have T. Higgins at wide receiver. We have a new left tackle, a very young one, which is great. We have Jonathan Taylor and Naheem Hines still. Mo Alley Cox, of course. Braden Smith. The offensive line looks great, other than maybe the right guard position, but that's okay. Weapons are great. Zach Pascal, Michael Pittman, T. Higgins, Paris Campbell. That's more than needed. And we got 2 tight ends. Defensively, we have, I guess we need to move Justin Houston to the other side, but it looks like we have Derek Barnett, Kwity Paye, Glover Stewart, DeForest Buckner, Kenny Moore, Julian Blackman, Kari Willis, and Robert Yasin. That's great. So the only other thing we need to do is move Justin Houston to the right outside linebacker, and that'll be just fine. All right, so this is going to be the team going into this second season. Did we do a good enough job to put this team into the playoffs is the question. I'm not sure. This team didn't really do that good in the first sim, so not really sure what to expect. So Justin Houston, Darius Leonard. I mean, the defense isn't bad. We're an 85 overall team. I think this team has the ability to make the playoffs, but it all depends, obviously, on Carson Wentz. See how he does, but he is the quarterback for Frank Reich. So let's go ahead and simulate to the end of the second season, and let's see if this team can make the playoffs. The team ended up getting the same record as last year, 9-8 on the season. Not good enough for the playoffs, as the Tennessee Titans go on to win the division again at 14-3. But 9-8 season is solid, but of course, it doesn't get you into the playoffs, unfortunately. So that is going to be how this video is going to come to an end. So unfortunately, no playoffs for us, but one thing we can look at, of course, is the stats to kind of see how things went. So of course, in this year's, we're only doing one offseason, just because I feel like it's more it's better that way, just because obviously we're just only focused on the one offseason, since it is the offseason realistic rebuild series. So basically, Carson Wentz wasn't all that great, of course, but our defense was 7th in the NFL. Unfortunately, we didn't get the playoffs. At least we went over 500, but of course, that doesn't mean you get in the playoffs. Jonathan Taylor, 1,700 yards, 16 touchdowns. Receiving wise, Michael Pittman, 900 yards, 800 yards, 700 yards. So 4 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns. So all solid there. And then taking a look at the defensive side of the ball, we had 14 sacks from DeForest Buckner, 8 from Derek Barnett. So that looked like a very, very good addition to the team. He's still a normal development player, but Grover Stewart, 4.5, Kwity Paye with 2, and then Bobby with 1.5. And then interceptions wise, we had 3 from Isaiah Rodgers, 2 from Bobby, 2 from Darius Leonard, and 2 from Kenny Moore. And then deflections, we had 5 from Isaiah Rodgers. And then did we have any defensive touchdowns? We did not. No safeties either. Okay. One thing we can look at, though, is let's see who's going to win the Super Bowl real quick. Same to the offseason. See who's going to go on to win the Super Bowl. Actually, let's see who they made the playoffs. So playoff bracket. Take a look at this. So playoff bracket, we have Indianapolis or Tennessee and Los Angeles, New England and Buffalo, Steelers and Raiders, San Francisco and New York, Washington football team in Seattle, and then Green Bay and Dallas. Okay, let's go ahead and see how these playoffs are going to go, simulating to the offseason, see who's going to make it to the Super Bowl and Super Bowl 57. And we're going to have the Raiders of all teams go on to win the Super Bowl. So Derek Carr, is he out there leading the Raiders to a Super Bowl, beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Let's go take a look if Derek Carr is still the quarterback there. He is, in fact, the quarterback. He's an 86th overall, Josh Jacobs. So shout out to the Raiders. Hey, maybe they make it to the Super Bowl this year. You never really know. Maybe a Tampa Bay Raiders Super Bowl. You never really know, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, though. What do you guys think about the Indianapolis Colts losing to Jacksonville and what they should do to address their team this offseason? I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Crushables 2. I'm saying Peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.